We've got some big events running right now for the event dungeon, and the event dungeon is very important because there are pinpoint gear, and more importantly, you can get the pinpoint gear in the ring, ambulance, and banner. Made a video about why that's important, and what we're going to be doing is an all epic team. Now, if you have not done so already, download Raid Shadow Legends using my QR code. If you're a returning raid player, you'll have to use a new email and a new device for that to happen. You get 3 epics and then 2 legendaries. Promo code Monkey King in the first 24 hours, and then a lot of people ask me, what is the first starter champion? And because you get 1 of 4 rares, you're gonna outgrow all 4 of them, but the best one I think is Kale, who I get some limited use out of it. Now, there are some interchangeable parts to this team, and I haven't got this fully tuned to make this work, but I do want to say there's a couple components that are vital for this particular strategy. That's going to be Seer, Geomancer, and Vogoth. Vogoth is going to provide the heals, Geomancer is going to do the damage on the HP burn, and Seer is going to clear the minions. Now, the other 2 are going to vary dependent on whether or not my Seer can explode the minions. And there's a couple characters that can fuel Seer. One of them I have upgraded, one of them I do not. Mausoleum Mage is one of them. But any character, and these are just the epics that give 3 positive effects on one of their abilities, is really going to make Seer pop off, right? And if your Seer is strong enough, 3 positive effects might be enough to clear all the nerds, right? When the nerds we're talking about is these 3 right here, these 4 right here. The other character that does that very well is Archmage Helmet. Now, there's some advantages to using him because he does one of them at speed up. Because the other problem that I've been having is having a fast enough Seer with enough crit damage, with enough accuracy. Oh my God, you need good gear, right? And because mine is not fast enough, so let me just put it this way. If I had one that was fast and I could pair her up with one of those 2 epics that give 3 positive effects, then I wouldn't need to use Deacon. And then I could supplement with something else. So the compromise I have right here is that Deacon is great with the defense down and he speeds up the team, kind of sidestepping 2 of the issues that I have with this team and my Seer is that the speed issue, and then also not being able to do enough damage. And I'm sure as my account progresses, and if I had a more mature account, this would be a non-event. But I've been playing the game less than a year, and it is what it is. So I got crit damage of let's say 362. Any number higher than that would be welcome. Speed at 264. One of the guys puts up ability block, and I think I would need to have her a little bit higher than that, 265, 267, somewhere in there. If I had any more glyphs to do that, I've really expended all my resources in tuning this and getting it to work. And so I'm going to be dependent on the defense down from Deacon Armstrong, and also going to need his aura ability to pop off. Now, the problem with doing it that way is that the team really doesn't have enough sustain with Vogoth alone. And so I'm not finding this to be consistent, but I was able to even beat 26 with this team, but again, very inconsistent. And what would be optimal is a character, so I'm using Ursula, who provides 2 buffs. But if there was something that did 3 buffs and healed and revived, that'd be great. Now, Mausoleum Mage will do a lot of these things and be in some ways better than Ursula because there's the cleanses and all that good stuff and the turn meter. But mine is not tanky enough. I'm going to have to remod him to have some serious HP. Like if I look at my Ursula, pretty thick, because I've been using her forever on my clan boss, where I've been just running and trying to get my Ursula or my Mausoleum Mage. And the problem I'm having with my Mausoleum Mage is just not enough. I need to go crazy. 46,000, you know, I don't have them fully mastered. A whole bunch of stuff, right? But I think this number needs to be double that almost, or like 60, 70,000 for him to survive. And so he's just not viable. Where you've been using my Ursula for a long time in my clan boss team, and she does provide 2 positive effects. And I should be resting. So the 2 positive effects plus the defense down means she wipes the minions, right? But look at this, very thick, right? 100,000. And maybe I've assumed too much. Seer is basically Rex nerds right here, right? This is so she clears all the positive effects on not only your side but their side, and does massive amounts of damage. So hopefully this works, right? I'm going to go into a battle. We're going to go into 25. Like I said, I've gotten this team to work on 26. And of course, now that I'm recording, it will not work. And look at, I've cleared all my multi-battles, and oh my God, it's been a mess. The one thing I had to do is the team setup so that she will lead right here. I kind of wanted it for her to lead with the Karma Burn and then not use it anymore. So the way that, let me show you how I set that up, is this is the default right here. So initially I want it to be the opener, and then I actually don't want to do that after it gets started because she will get revived. And then that can be game over if she uses it at the wrong time when we get to the boss form, if you will. When the 4 minions are gone, it goes to boss form. So I'm going to turn it off auto just to play this out. So we're getting turn meter right here, and then we're going to get defense down. Now, this doesn't land on all of them. All right, so this did land on 4 of them, right? Then we're going to get 2 buffs from Ursula. So we've got, what is that? Blessing, I think, and defense up. And this should wipe all the minions, right? Minions should be gone. Yeah, they're gone. That is the strategy. So let me explain what happened here. Is basically 3 of my champions are designed just to do that. And if I can figure out how to do that with Seer with 2 champions, then I will have a 3rd champion to tackle her, which a lot of people are using AOX. AOX, the lizard. That's a whole nother video, let's say. But essentially for the boss fight, which happens when all the minions are gone, I'm pretty much depending on Vogoth to surprise, to make my Geomancer survive long enough, right? And so if I had a better Seer with more crit damage, and then I could buff her with a 3 booster or something like that, or maybe Ugo, then if I had them fast enough so I can get through before the minions go, like this is all about mods and gear. It's kind of a hassle to get it to work, and that completely missed. I'm gonna put it on auto and just see how it goes. The team does okay. I wish I had some healing, some better healing, and that would require me maybe putting like rejuvenation or mortal gear on my Geomancer, probably to make this work like 100% of the time. I'd have to do that, but this is not going to go well until I get the HP burn from Geomancer, because that's where our damage is going to come in. I will eventually get a revive of the Seer from Ursula. I keep wanting to call her Ursula. I think, what is it? El Hades Simon called her Ursula once, and now I can't not do that. But there you go. We got the revive. And the revive was not an option when I was trying to get this done with Mausoleum Mage, and I'm guessing that Archmage Helmet also is not an option. But there was a little bit better sustain with that because there's really no healing provided by Ursula. And so I would have to put pieces of gear that do that. Now, maybe we'll get through this right here. I think we will. I think we will. And I can do this on 26 too, but it's just way more inconsistent. But getting through 25 with all epics, not terrible. The other character to consider is AOX, Ox, who I actually need to take to 64 Lizard, because he extends the negative effects by 2 every time he's hit, and so that'll keep the HP burn on there longer, so that Geomancer can do his job and get through it. Let's do it again. Like I said, this is not the most consistent strategy. I do find that the time is reasonable. Like you can see, I've done it at 155, and I'm playing it manually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this on full auto and see if it works. If it's just I went to 26. I went to 26. All right. Well, I went to 26. I didn't mean to go to 26. I don't know if this is going to work on 26. Like I said, this is not 25. This is 27. It's an accident. Well, this will make for a better video, I suppose, if it works. All right. Well, we're 80% down on the boss. Maybe I need to run it on 26 instead of 25. Well, yeah, with AOX, these negative effects would be sticking longer, because I feel like she does the fear and then takes a turn. It's like 2 turns back to back, and so they disappear pretty quickly. Yeah, and there's like there. Yeah, and then we got not enough resistance, survive that, and now there's no HP burn, which is, and then it missed right there, right? Or not missed, but it got resisted or just didn't stick. Where this match probably could be done if that hadn't happened, if my Geomancer, if the HP burn stayed up there. Because that's how Geomancer works, is when there's HP burn, he essentially reflects a lot of the damage back to the boss, which is kind of bonkers. Geomancer is without a doubt a game changer character. Yeah, like this whole match, we haven't had the HP burn there. Huh. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we might be in trouble. Also, yeah, we might be in trouble here. We've got the HP burn out there. Let's see. I think we're gonna lose somebody though, right here. There's one other thing that I'll look at the death rate here. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll make it. Oh, there's the revive. Okay, we got it. I think we got a W on 26. And this is what, a 2-minute run on 26? Okay. That looks pretty good. Look at that, Banner Lords, crit damage. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I'm always looking for a crit damage main on amulets, but hey, well, you know, I mean, any kind of pinpoint accessory is going to be good, because you're going to be able to get extra accuracy and speed out of yours, you know, that you're not going to get if you're just running standard accessories, which is a great. Now, I do want to draw your attention to a piece of gear that is pretty important that I've got on Geomancer, and I just happen to have this on Geomancer for whatever reason. Wear is instantly healed by 10% when their HP drops below 50%. I think the reason why, you know, and then I've also got this where the HP burn is going to stick more often. This right here is important because those attacks hit over and over and over, and if it'll have it go below 50%, heal back up, below 50%, heal back up, below 50%, heal back up. And in theory, there's a way of running this on a good percentage of the team and with a little bit of sustain. And as long as I'm landing the HP burn, or let's say like Brimstone, then we're going to get through the boss pretty well. All right. If you haven't done so already, click the link in the description. You'll get Corrado, Legendary, and then Tagore, Team Revive, Ugo, who actually could possibly work on this team instead of Deacon. If the team was fast enough, I could run Ugo, and Ugo could do the same thing. And then you got Lady Annabelle, which is super helpful in Doom Tower, and then some Wukong. Like if I could get the team like freed up Seer, you know, then I could run Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong's actually very good on this. And then another character I found to be pretty good also was Fabian. AOX. I don't know how to say his name, but AOX is also one of the key champions. It has to do with his passive. The passive is super helpful in extending the negative effects. The passive reads right here: increase the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attack occurs once per hit. So the HP berm that basically allows Geomancer to do all the damage will stay up. And that's kind of a big deal. And then if you can have him targeted and then him have that other relic that Geomancer had, and the two of them can just, I probably, all the way up, up to higher levels, 26, 27, 28, whatever. As long as the Seer deletes the nerds, then, I think if you have AOX and Bogoth and Geomancer, you can get through it. It's just a matter of getting a two, like one character to fuel Seer. And the other people that I've been hearing are using Archmage helmet, which you can get for free. Mausoleum Mage is an epic. Yeah, this guy's for free though. In the Doom Tower, if you collect the silver keys, eventually you'll get him for free. I haven't upgraded him yet. He's on my list now, I'll tell you that. All right, bye for now.